Alrighty, looks like we are live. Hopefully. Quick sound check. Alright, we live. What is up and welcome back to another live stream. Shout out Martian, big man, 25 out now. Cop it on YouTube. Cop it anywhere you get your music from. It's an absolute banger. Dropped about a week ago now. It's doing bits. Make sure you check it out. It's Martian. The song's called 25. Absolute banger. Alright. You know what? I might leave it in the background for a bit. I'll turn it down, but I might leave it in the background, you know. Alright, let me know if that's too loud. It should be alright now. So, as you can tell from the title, this video I'm going to go through the meaning behind all my tattoos. I've only got 3, but a lot of you picked up on, I know it's pretty bait, but a few of you picked up on my live stream last week that I do have an expansion on one of my old tattoos. G'day Ben. Ben, can I just get a quick sound check from you, make sure it's all picking up well, there's no disturbance, or I've had a bit of trouble with this mic, the lapel mic I'm using at the moment. Big shout out Rode, couldn't have done any of these videos without the Rode mic. It sounds good. Is the bass coming through alright? So I've had a little bit of disturbance from reverb with bass, so can you just check that one for me? If it sounds good, we are all good to roll. So I will say before we start, this video is going to have parts like all my videos do. So the first part I'm going to go through my tattoos, what they mean, how I thought of the concept of them, and how they ended up being what they are, as well as why they're where they are. The second part, I'm going to quickly go through the drama I've had from my last live stream, which a lot of you guys saw, so big thank you for you guys checking that one out. It was a hard video to do. I don't know if I sounded the same as I usually do, but I was choking back tears most of that video. Just trying to get across how important it is to make sure you're there for mates over this time of year, and how much of a struggle it has been for me personally recently. And the third part of this video is, as always, I'm going to open the floor to you guys. We're going to do whatever you guys want to do. So whether that's a roast, whether that's you ask questions and stuff like that, we turn into a bit of a Q&A, whatever you guys want to do. I like opening the floor to you guys before we end the stream, so that way you guys get content that you want as well. Looks like we're going to have a bit of chilling in the background now too. What's the flashing between blue and purple? It's messing with the video quality. That would be my TV over here. So that I might, if it's going to mess with it, I might turn it off and leave. Ben, you know why there we go. Oh, hang on. Ben, you know exactly why my TV is running at the moment. Doing background things. All right, let's not stuff around anymore. Let's just get into it. So I'll start with the most obvious one, the tattoo that all of you guys have seen by now. God, yes, my TV right next to me here. That's why my arm is sort of like orange. That's because I'm downloading COD in the background, so that way I can live stream with the boys again. So big ups when that comes out. I'll make sure to tweet the links for that because it is always hilarious when we live stream together. The last time I live streamed with the boys was, it was a different sort of video because I pretended, I wasn't, like disclaimer, I was not high, but I pretended to be high the entire live stream. And it, I was loving life, but the boys all fucking hated it. All right, so let's get into it. So the first tattoo is across my hand there. K, crown, N, G. So basically king. So it started out as just that one there. It was just a crown on my middle finger. That one came about 2.5 years ago now when, actually no, it's very almost to the day 3 years ago. So what happened is my dad had a major stroke. He was in ICU, he wasn't the person he always is. He was very different. And what I mean by that is, it's almost as if he'd lost half of his body. So he pretty much can't use half of his entire body. His arm, he has to manually lift up. He can sort of lift it up himself, but he really struggles. And he walks around with a stiff leg because the muscles in that leg have contracted so much that it's very hard for him to be able to move. He does go and do OT and all that sort of stuff, but it's one of those things where he's never going to gain that functionality back. It's just learning to live with the limited functioning that he does now have. But it wasn't just physical. As anyone who's been with someone or knows someone who's had a stroke, it's not just physical, but it's mental. And so it was almost as if my dad, for the first few weeks, had no idea who anyone was, what anything was, what had happened to him. He couldn't fathom what had happened. And so the first few weeks were incredibly difficult for not just himself, but everyone around him, everyone who cares and loves him. We weren't sure if he was going to make it to start with. It was a few weeks before he sort of stabilised a little bit, and we knew he could fight it through. But in those first few weeks, it was an incredible hard thing to go through as a family. And given his last name is King, that's where I got. So everyone who watches this video will know half my last name is King, and that's why a lot of my channel's themed around King, the crown in my logo, all that sort of stuff. That was an idea that I didn't actually have. Doug had that when he was designing my channel art, and we went with it. I thought that was a great idea because it's unique to my channel. It's part of me. And so I got the crown tattooed. The reason I chose to put it on the middle finger, on the left hand. Dad is left-handed. His favourite finger is that one. Not just to the point where he's just flipping people off, but he points. He's one of those people that points with his middle finger. And so Dad's favourite finger was the middle finger on his left hand. And that's why I decided to get the crown, middle finger, left hand. It was just the crown paying homage to himself, the finger paying homage to who he is, if that makes sense. I then decided a few weeks, I've always had the idea in my mind to expand on that. But a few weeks ago, I asked one of the good friends of the channel, Isaac Wood. I had a bit of an idea for a tattoo across there. And I sort of sent him a photo of what I meant, and he came back with basically this idea, and I loved it. And so this is what I actually used as the tattoo that I wanted to get. So a massive thank you to Isaac Wood in the chat. Thank you very much, mate. This tattoo was your idea. I had the base for it. You made it what it is. So I couldn't thank you enough for that, mate. And basically what it is, it just says King. And so it's just an expansion on the crown. That one's a pretty simple one. The next two tattoos are going to require me to take my shirt off. So I've been holding off on doing those two. But what we're going to do is, the reason I'm wearing a hat inside is because I'm sorry for anyone's ears who just bled because I touched the microphone then. I haven't sound tested this, so I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm actually going to put the microphone and attach it to my hat. So give me 2 secs, guys. This is cover nipples. Yeah. If anyone has any nipple tassels. Right. Big man, what you saying, yeah? I'm the white... Oh. I'm the whitest person in Cairns, 100%. There's no one as white as me up here. That's just facts. All right, let me check the microphone. And again, Ben, if you're still there, mate, can I get a sound check in about 5 seconds? Once I figure out how I'm going to do this. All right, I apologise to anyone's ears who just ripped. Ben, can I get a sound check, please? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass that under there. So now the cord should be hidden. Beautiful. Guys in the chat, can I get a sound check? Just make sure this is still working, because this is the... sounds fine. Beautiful. All right, maybe I'm not just the whitest person in Cairns. Maybe I'm just the whitest person ever. But, you know, what can you do? All right, so this tattoo. This one is, again, just as deep. Ben, I saw your inbox. I know exactly what it is because I saw both messages. I didn't see the photo, but I know exactly what it's going to be. And I was holding off doing that because I don't... So basically, Ben's decided while I'm streaming to send me photos of my goddaughter watching this very stream. So shout out, Charlotte. I know you're watching this. And I'm very excited to come home and see you and probably steal you, but we'll leave that for another day, because that will be a video. Oh, she's so cute. Ben, fuck you. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right. This tattoo. Basically, what this means is, well, I'll break it down bit by bit. So the rose, that's what it is. The rose is a symbol of not just beauty, but love. That's why you give a rose on Valentine's Day. It's a symbol of love. It's a gesture of love, compassion, beauty, those sort of things. So I decided to get a rose, and I'll piece this bit by bit. The reason I got the rose over my chest is this is pretty much straight over my heart. So you guys are, I'm guessing, starting to piece where this is going. And there is also, I don't know if you guys can see, 1, 2, and 3 dewdrops on that tattoo. The reason the rose is over my heart is because I wanted it to be as close to my heart as possible. The dewdrops, each one of them is someone that I've lost in my life. And this also ties in with the tattoo I have on my ribs. So each dewdrop represents someone in my life that is no longer with us. And the rose is the symbol of how much love I have for them. And it's a way of keeping them close to me, reminding myself that they will always be with me, and I'll carry them on throughout my entire life. Now, I also get this question a lot, is why did you use dewdrops as a symbol? Why? Because if someone else dies, aren't you going to then add another one? No, I won't. The reason I stuck with the 3 is because when I had no idea who I was, when I was trying to figure out myself, when I was just on my own through my childhood, these are the 3 people who really showed me who I was and that it's okay to be proud of who you are no matter what. They were the people that stuck by me and understood that I was autistic ever before I knew. They understood that I faced my own set of challenges, and they were the people that helped me the most outside of my own family. So the first one is someone who was always there for me at sport, whether it be, well, she was always there for me for footy. She was my biggest supporter. She was my biggest fan. She would watch every game I played. I bet if she could have posters on the wall, she could have. I called her Nan, and she wasn't my Nan, but she felt like family to me. And it was actually her funeral that was the first ever funeral I attended, and I can't remember ever crying like that. But that's one of the dewdrops. The second one is a good mate who passed away not long out of primary school. Well, it was sort of about year 9, year 10. He passed away due to suicide, which is why I'm always quite adamant about making sure people are okay and checking in on people. And when I first started writing my poetry and things, that was around the same time. And the reason I stuck with poetry and it became so powerful for me was because it wasn't until after the fact that I realised that my words could actually help change lives. And it became a thing of I didn't want anyone to ever go through something that I was going through like that again. I didn't want anyone to lose a friend because they didn't know how to help. And so a lot of my early poems are about reaching out and trying to make people feel connected, feel valued, feel appreciated, and feel like they're not alone. And I hope that throughout my short career as a poet, I was able to help people feel connected, feel like they're not alone, and feel like they've got someone who understands, or just someone who will listen to them. The third dewdrop is another one that is I do apologise, guys. I just want to catch a breath for a sec. The third dewdrop is actually for my first ever girlfriend. Um, she was one of those where we weren't. It was one of those weird things where it, we were together, but we weren't together. If that makes sense. It was one of those young, real young kind of weird loves where you don't quite know what it is, but once you out it, you know, you can look back and reflect on it and go, oh, okay, that's what that was. That was me in love. I didn't know it at the time. I say we were girlfriend and boyfriend. The reason I say sort of is because at that age it doesn't really mean what it means when you're older. It's a whole different sort of thing. But at the time, that's what we called ourselves, and so I will always stick to that. But yeah, when we were both young, she passed away in a car accident, and I never got to say goodbye. And as weird as it sounds, having such an emotional tie to someone so young, when we were both so young, she was the first person who really made me feel valued and like I belonged somewhere. She valued me for who I was, not just for what I could do. So when I was younger, sport was my life, and everyone just valued me on what I could do with sport. And it was when she came into my life that I realised that I'm more than just a cricketer or a footballer. I'm a person still. She showed me it's okay to be different. She made me feel valued for being different, and she made me feel some wholeness and feel full. And that's something that, yeah, will never leave me. I take what she taught me and still use it to this day in my life when I'm meeting new people and things like that, about how to be open to them, how to properly and truly listen to someone, and how to make someone feel connected and feel valued, without having to go and move mountains for them, just by using words. She also ties directly into my third tattoo. So my third tattoo is, a lot of people when they first see it call childish. And I can get why, and I don't take offense to when people call it childish, because for those people who are used to seeing tattoos without meaning, it would just be a child's drawing to them. But this is a drawing she drew me, that I kept hold of even after the fact, because it was the one piece of anything that I still had that connected me to her. And that's why I decided to get it tattooed, and I added some stuff around it as well, so that way I could paint a picture with the tattoo. So I'll show you guys what it is. So you can see obviously the mountains underneath, and then what she drew, a rocket ship there with love hearts coming out of it. I understand to a lot of people that just looks childish, and they're right, because it was. It was drawn by a child, but it holds so much sentimental value to me that I needed to make it something, and so I did. So, long story short, the rocket ship is what she drew. So she drew that bit with the love hearts coming out the back and everything. I used that as the base. Now, what I decided to do was add the mountains under it, and make this whole piece here a metaphor. So basically, what the metaphor is, or to put it simply, love can take you higher than anything else. Love can help you reach heights that you never thought you could reach before. Love can get you through whatever you're going through. Just feeling appreciated, love, everything like that. I know the video is a bit dark, Ben, but that's why we're going to cheer it up at the end by opening the floor to you guys and letting you go ham for a bit. Unless you mean, like, visually it's too dark. There we go. But yeah, the whole concept of that tattoo is love can take you higher. Love is the strongest thing. Yeah, that's what I'm asking too, Isaac. Do you mean the context, or the lighting. Is the lighting too dark? Because I can fix that quick. But the context, I knew it was going to be a heavier video. The lighting, alright, sweet. Is that a bit better now then? Because I'll just have to remember to keep that up. Alright. I know that was pretty heavy, so I'm going to move into different areas. Hopefully that helps you guys understand what my tattoos are. They're not just ink. They do have meaning behind each and every one of them. And they're not just slapped on my body. They're thought out and they're placed appropriately. So, my beef with YouTube. This is something that I really wanted to rant about after our last video. I decided to hold on to it and express to you guys and give you guys a little bit of an understanding and context behind the last video. And also why I ranted on Twitter as soon as our last video was done about YouTube. So this will help clarify for you guys. So basically, you know what? I'm going to put on a shirt. Let me put on a shirt real quick. Now I'm still a child, so I'll make sure I don't put it on backwards. Alrighty. Actually, I do want to say before we keep going, I do thank you guys for listening to what I just talked through. I understand it's heavy and it's deep, but I also get a lot of questions about what my tattoos are and why. So, Monka terms of service. Yeah, actually, that probably this video is going to be demonetized, and I'm about to rant about why my last video was demonetized. It's all gone peak tong, but we're just going to go with it. So last video was demonetized. If you guys didn't see my last video, I openly spoke for about half an hour about how important it is to be with your mates and family around this time of year and make sure everyone's okay, everyone's doing well, and not just putting on a brave face. I talked a lot about, I didn't actually talk about my own mental health problems, but I inferred, and I'm sure that most of the people who watched it could see through what I was saying and realized it had a lot more meaning, and I was hinting at a lot more than just the words I was speaking, because that's what I do. That's why I can write poetry and emphasize metaphors so well and so easily, is because that's just how my brain works. But yeah, so the reason the last video got demonetized was because I said the word suicide, anxiety, depression, and what was the last one? Oh, mental health. I said those 4 words, well 5 words technically, and I got demonetized. The reason I got demonetized is because they go against YouTube's terms of service, which if you've seen Ben in the comments, he keeps saying TOS, that's what he means by TOS, the YouTube's terms of service. I'm getting there, Ben. The reason they demonetized me is because to say those words instantly flags as inappropriate content. YouTube does not want anything negatively geared to be on their streaming service, which, fair enough, it's their service, they're allowed to. The reason I blew up so hard about it is because if I'm making fun of those things, I completely understand being demonetized because it's trying to neg that negative behavior. But to speak freely about my own fights, my own passions and my own demons, and try and help you guys during what is a really fucking tough time for some people, it made me so mad. Because if we can't have these open chats to people, how are we going to be able to create a society where these issues are normalized? They're not so drenched in stigma that we don't feel comfortable talking about them. We have an amazing platform to create so much change if we wish. And all I was trying to do is use a platform that I have with just over 1,000 subs, not many, just over 1,000 subs. Hopefully that can reach 50 people. If it reaches 50 people, I'm happy. But all I wanted to do was just try and reach out to people and try and create a network and make people feel better and more educated and relieved and just create change. I was trying to use the platform I have been given to create change. I got punished for that. Monetization doesn't worry to me. I don't care about that. I really couldn't care less. What I cared about was YouTube trying to strike my video for trying to do something good for the community, for the viewers, for you guys watching. If you don't understand, I'll quickly go through it. Basically, YouTube's like baseball. You get 3 strikes, they close your channel. You can get a strike for things like being shirtless, talking hate speech, they call it, and things like that. Normally, a video will just get demonetized. If you get too many videos demonetized, then you get a strike. If you do something really heinous, like filming now I've got to be careful about how I word this or it's going to happen again. Filming a cold body in a particular forest. That will get you a strike instantly on YouTube. The video will be removed. There will be no video anymore. And you've got a black mark on your channel forever. Get 3 of them, your channel's gone. It's Dunsky. It's out of there. So for me to end up with a strike on my channel for trying to create change and create a community and build some positiveness around the channel and for you guys, it really just infuriated me. That's my rant over, but that's basically why I'm going to now turn to Twitch, because YouTube constantly punishes for what it sees fit. And yes, Ben, as he just said, on these sort of live streams, I used to get 10 to 15 viewers. Now you'll notice I get 3 to 4 at max at a time. That's because my videos like that keep getting demonetized. And so YouTube doesn't push out your videos anymore. So you lose all of your reach. The only people that can see it are people that sub to you and people that stumble across it by chance. It doesn't push your video out there. It doesn't promote your video or your channel anymore. Which my channel no longer does, because I keep getting these black marks for saying things like anxiety, mental health, suicide, depression. I know this video is going to be demonetized again, and again, it's not about the money. It's about taking a stand to this shit and trying to create some normalness around this sort of thing, because if we don't create some sort of openness where people feel comfortable to talk about mental health, then how are we ever going to be able to improve it as a community? How are we ever going to be able to get over things like this? How are we ever going to be able to create a network where people feel like they're supported when they can't even talk about it without feeling anxious? All right, I'm really starting to get riled up now, so I'm going to stop. But that is why I'm now going to move to Twitch, because Twitch, you can still talk about these things and create a bit of an awareness around it without being punished. If you guys have any questions about how that's going to work, please let me know right now, because that way I can get back to you. But yeah, what I'm going to do is, Ben, if you're watching, can you timestamp that 20-second rant I just had? Because we're gonna, Ben, if you can timestamp that, grab it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to plaster that everywhere. I'm going to put that on my YouTube, on my Instagram, everywhere. And let's really try and push that bit out and just create some awareness, and let's make a change for the better. This community around my channel has always been a community. It's always been a family. I've always driven it as a family. I think it's time that we come together as a family and really nail down and try and make as much of an impact as possible. Ben, please grab that for me. So about a minute ago, I just had a 20-second rant where I just switched my mind off and I just went at it. It'll be about 28:45, around about there. When you see the clip, you'll know exactly what I'm after. YouTube hates mental health rant. Bang and title, it's done. All right, what I'm going to do now is, if you guys don't have any question about anything I've just talked about, whether that be YouTube, streaming on Twitch, whether that be about my tattoos, or about what my streams are going to look like in the future now that they won't be on YouTube, drop a comment now so that way I can get to you. Otherwise, what we're going to do is I'm going to open the floor to you guys. I am being a little bit time conscious today, just because Sunday isn't a day I'd normally stream. Sundays are primarily Cornerflag Games days. So Cornerflag Games always streams on the Sunday, as he is a good mate of the channel and someone that coincides and clashes isn't the right word, but someone who shares a lot of the same viewership. It would not be right for me to stream on a Sunday around his time slot, because I don't want to drag any viewers he would regularly have away from his stream to watch mine. It's just it's an unsaid code on YouTube not to do that sort of thing. So I'm very conscious about going over time and running into his stream. All right. Isaac, Ben, if you guys have any questions about how that's going to look in the future. Yeah, okay, that's cool, Ben. Even if you can I'm happy even if you just want to timestamp it and I can grab it once I upload this as a separate vid. Just so that way I know where I'm looking. All right, if you had to get a tattoo to represent both Ben and I, what would it be? All right, sweet, calm. The first thing I'd do is I'd find common ground between you and build on personalities from each side. So my tattoo would have a center point, which is where you guys combine, and I'd almost Venn diagram it. One half would be a bit of Ben, whether that be, let's see, I'd use the center point as a microphone. Isaac, obviously for your music, your hip hop, R&B influences. Ben for your YouTube influences. Neither of those can exist without microphones. So off the top of my head, without going too deep into it, that would be what I would use. No, there's no separate tats. It's straight up combining. Ben's half of the microphone would not have any cat on it because he's bald. Where Isaac's half, the cat would just be half an afro. For you guys who don't understand what a cat is, a dead cat is what you call the fluffy thing that sits on top of a microphone, the windsock pretty much. It's the pop filter. So people, when I say dead cat, I mean pop filter. It's just a nickname for them. But Isaac's half of the pop filter would be, Ben's half of the pop filter would very much be like mine, quite flat, quite smooth. Isaac's would have a massive afro on his half. If I went individual tattoos, it's a bit deeper, but what I would actually do for Isaac is it would be a forearm piece. I'd have just a normal standard holding microphone with a cord. The cord would wrap around and there would be someone's arm coming through it. And the reason I would do that is it's to pay homage to the past of not just yourself, Isaac, but your family roots. I won't go too deep, but I know you get what I mean. That would be where the cord comes around the wrist and moving into the microphone. That's you growing from what your family's been subject to in the past. And when I say family, I don't just mean like relatives, I mean for generations now. Since the 1800s when what happened. Well, not even then, it's before then I think. But yeah, there'd be the arm through it with the cord wrapped around, and the microphone would be a metaphor for how you flourished, given everything that the ancestors have been through, pretty much is what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. I know I've absolutely butchered that. I can picture it in my head, but I know then putting it on paper is a little bit different. So yeah, long story short, the microphone's a metaphor for what you've made, what you've been through and what you've made it become. All right, have we got any other questions before I open the floor to you guys? Let you roast me, ask me questions, do whatever you want, because that's that's what you guys enjoy doing, roasting me pretty much. All right, I will actually check that. Righty. Yeah, you see the concept. I hope that idea of what I was trying to say made sense to you, Isaac. It was just, yeah, I know what I picture and what I say is sometimes two different things because #autism. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get my family at the moment are all in a car together on their way up to see me for Christmas. They say to see me, what they really mean is to have a holiday. But I am grateful nonetheless. And I think it might be a good chance for them to start getting in on some of the banter around the channel. I will say the only rules, and they still stand, is when my family's on the channel, we respect the jokes that you know you're not allowed to make. And you guys know the jokes that you're not allowed to make. All right. So let me just message my sister real quick, because I know she is going to absolutely love this idea. Just if she's... Scuff stream. All right. Now that's done. You and I need to grab each other and work out this Twitch side of things. Yes. So I had a look at it today. I know for the meantime I can still live stream on my phone on Twitch, which is what I'm doing now for YouTube anyway. There are a lot more behind the scene sort of things on Twitch that I wasn't going to worry about. Don't worry, mate, I've had enough jokes so far for 2019. I think that's fair. I honestly think that's fair. The other idea I had was to go through some of my older videos and just go through some of the comments, because I know you guys have left some comments on videos that I haven't actually addressed yet. Hang on, they're driving up. They go, no. So they are driving up. They're going... they are using more central Queensland and then curving as they come up. They're not sort of driving through the middle of the bushfires, but they were quite close to it not long ago. So I think by now they've passed the bulk of the bushfires. But yeah, they would have had a pretty good view of those as they drove up. All right. I did actually have these videos open before that I wanted to read the comments off. But because I'm a scuff streamer, I forgot and closed the tab before when I went to live stream, so that way I don't chew up bandwidth. So now I've got to go and get it again. All right. Now, one in particular I remember was on my 2 cents worth video, my actual video. You guys gave me some comments that you wanted to see me rattle off. And so I thought that might be a good idea, just because I haven't done that for a while. Oh, comments I haven't responded. Oh, there we go. All comments. Let me just... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Male bonding in Australia. All right, I'm not going to touch that one because that'll get me demonetized quicker than anything else will. Because if I wanted to talk about bonding, just the channel's done. It's over. It's complete. All right. Australians can't rap. This topic should see that bottle. Yes, this topic will see that bottle empty. I'm going to grab a glass and my favourite liqueurs, and we are going to get back into doing my 2 cents worth. All right, so I need the Henny. I need the tequila. I understand I just blocked the camera out for you guys, but momentarily worth it. And I need my butterscotch schnapps. Alrighty. Now I have already had 3 double black and granas, so sick camera fade. Alright, so Isaac, this was actually your comment. Oh, it's a nice sound. Oh, it smells like regret. That's a bit much, but we'll go with it. So the topic is trying to unscrew the top off it. It's already off. It's a great start. So the topic is Australians can't rap. I'm going to get deep on this one, I think. No, I won't. I'll stick to the theme of taking the absolute mickey. Well, that's more than 2 shots of tequila. All right, let me loosen up the vocal cords. Beautiful. All right, let's go. Australians can't rap. Everyone in the rap scene is from America or the UK. Why? Because we're too laid back to rap. What are we going to rap about? What problems have we got to rap about? The bushfires? Are we going to write a track about the bushfires because that matters? Like, our Prime Minister couldn't even give a fuck enough to stay in the country during the bushfires. Do we really think writing a rap about them is going to change anything? What are we actually going to talk about? In America, they've got their mumble and brag rap. I think the Australian version of mumble and brag rap is still mumble rap. But not mumbling as in trying to sound cool. Mumbling just because we don't talk properly. We can't pronounce our words. How are you going to listen to an Oz rapper? You won't be able to understand what they're saying. If they get in a flow and start rapping quick, it's all just going to be, that's all you're going to hear. It's just because that's what we sound like. Like, honestly, how can... Australians just can't rap. End of story. Done. It's over. It's over. And actually, I did respond to... Yeah, Australians know nothing about football. We've already done that one, Ben. We're not digging up that one from the grave again. All right. Let's check out some comments from... Let's see if we've got any... Oh, okay. So a lot of my comments are going to be from Brazilian fans asking me to react to more music videos from certain artists in Brazil. For those of you who are new to the channel, you might not understand why that would be. Whoa! But basically, basically my channel hit popularity, if you like, and shot up to what it is now by me doing a few videos with a good mate of the channel, Doug Sousa. Basically, we would react to one particular popular artist from Brazil, Pablo Vittar. He decided to classically, this was a classic stitch up. What he decided to do was make me sit down and react to it, get me all involved in it. I thought, so basically, long story short, the person we were reacting to, Pablo Vittar, is a man that dresses like a girl. I'm going to put it that way because I know if I say anything else, I'm just going to get roasted and hate comments and death threats, and I can't be asked dealing with that. He, I checked with Doug, you can say he or she because technically it's a he, but she chooses to be a she, so it's more correct to say she. She, they were in the music video dancing around, looking very tidy. Doug was sort of giving me nudges under the table, so I thought, oh yeah, I better act up for the camera. I may as well get involved in it because everyone knows you don't get views unless you're doing the old American hypo thing. So I decided to. And at one point in the video, there was a pan across her ass, and I went like that. It was at that point Doug decided to pause the video and talk shit about me to the camera in Portuguese, which I obviously didn't understand most of it. I understood enough to know what he fucking said though. And then at the end of the video, he decided to tell me that I in fact just went like that to the guy. Which, classic stitch up, fair play to him, it was hilarious. My face went bright red. If you haven't seen that video, check it out because it is honestly funny. And the music is actually good. Like, I wasn't pretend reacting to the video or the music. Like, the music was decent, to be fair. I did put it on my phone. But yeah, that's how my channel gained popularity. So basically those people still hang around my channel expecting the same sort of content, not knowing that I now live on the other side of the country to Doug. Doug's moved on in his life. He's doing different things now. I've moved on with mine. I'm doing different things. In saying that, we have talked about doing a collab again, and we do have a few things teed up to do. one of which will be a massive venture if we do it, or there are a few other smaller things that we're going to plan on doing as well. So you guys can wait and check those out when they drop, because they will be incredibly funny and popular videos. So, like a few comments from my Australia Day challenge video where I did the silly salmon into a pool so many times that my back was bleeding. I jumped into a picket fence. I jumped into a tree and snapped it. All because Ben told me to, pretty much. So cheers, Ben. Good video. All for 50 views. Content. While I'm on that, I won't go through any of my podcasts, because those views, those comments, if there are any, are generally about the podcast and it doesn't relate to just general. All right, there was one other comment I wanted to get to, but I can't remember where it was. So I apologise for scuff streaming. Isaac's out here doing the Lord's work. All right, so this might actually, I haven't ever made this known to people, or I haven't ever brought this comment to light, just because it's not something I want to give focus to, because that sort of encourages the same behaviour. But if you guys have been subscribed for a while, you'd know in July last year, I did a video titled My Battle with Depression, where I openly spoke about what that was for me, how it looked, and how hard it was for me to go through and even just make videos like this. That is still relevant. Making videos like this is still hard to do, just fronting up and facing the camera and pretending like everything's okay in your life and smiling and laughing and joking around with you guys. It is very hard to do, and it is very draining. And I did a video on that just so you guys understood what I was going through. You knew where I was coming from, and you could understand, pardon me, why I also didn't frequently upload. On that very video where I poured my heart out and was just about in tears and spoke so honestly and truthfully about how much I was struggling in life with mental health at the time, I got what I thought was a really nice comment. The comment was simply inspirational and motivational. So of course I did what anyone would do and thanked them for the comment. The comment that preceded it was, "You should do your next vid shirtless." Any other video, I wouldn't have cared about that comment. A bit of banter, whatever, I don't care. On a video like that was so deep, so personal, and took so much to make, I hated that. And I'm sure you guys can sort of understand why that comment would really hurt when you've just done a video like that. I'm not going to give the person who commented that any time of air. I'm not going to say their name, anything like that. But that sort of comment is what really makes it hard to do these videos, because there's always one that ruins it for the rest. Another one. Stole an idea from my mate, lol, but my buddy will make his YouTube grow bigger than all of yous. That was on a video that I did about depression. That sort of comment. What goes through people's minds when they see a video of someone pouring their heart out just so these viewers understand where they're coming from, and decides to leave a comment like that? That is why this channel isn't what it used to be, because I've had to very carefully choose what sort of video I do. I choose very carefully what my title will be, because I know as soon as I hint at something like that, that's when these comments start to come up. And one of my first videos actually was about one of my poems that I took down at the time and have since re-uploaded. And the comments were all just comments about how gay that video was. It was my first ever live recorded gig. I decided to upload it to YouTube because I was proud of it. I knew the video quality was average, the sound was average, and I stumbled a few times because I was as nervous as all hell. It was my first ever live recorded gig. Of course I'm going to stumble, I'm only human. I powered through and I was really proud of it. But to have people come on and just give you hate comment after hate comment saying it's gay, you're shit, you should give up, all that sort of stuff, it just drained you so quick. And it was after that video that I pulled that I decided to make this channel a family and create a really good network of people around this channel to make everyone within this channel feel welcome and happy to be in it. I took my first step then to creating what is now Wireless Family, which is the umbrella that everyone that's involved in this channel is part of. Because everyone that's part of this channel is a good person and here because they want to be. Anyone who doesn't want to be here or just is here to cause trouble, we swiftly put aside. And you guys don't ever see what that sort of stuff, when that happens and how quickly I get onto that. Because I don't want anything like that to be seen on my channel. This is a positive channel. It's a network of positive, creative, like-minded people. We don't need that sort of stuff on there. I don't care if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Absolutely fine. I'd encourage you guys to disagree with me so we can have an open conversation about things. But I won't tolerate myself or you guys getting harassed by trolls and 5-year-olds with nothing better to do in their childhood. I will read out one more comment on that very video though, just to sort of emphasize the sort of network I have been able to create around this channel and to say thank you to you guys for helping me do that. I know what you're going through. I've been battling depression as well. By the way, I came to your channel because I thought you looked hot on Doug's channel. There we go again. Now I actually see you as a beautiful person as well. Keep up, better days will come. That was an almost perfect comment. That is exactly what I mean by creating a positive vibe around the channel though. People like that. Daniel Sampaio, I know you're not around the channel anymore, or if you are, I'm glad to have you here, mate. Because it's that sort of thing that creates a good vibe around and a good network. It makes people feel welcome and they don't feel like they need to pretend to be someone else just in case they get harassed. Which is, at the end of the day, what I have done or did do. Alright, there's another... Let's see if the re-uploaded version of my poem actually has any comments. Yes. Okay. The re-upload of my poem has one comment. It's by Ben Stokes. And it says, #WirelessVLOGS. Lol. Cheers for the hate comment, Ben. The difference is I know that's all in good jest and banter. But the only problem is to people outside the channel, they don't realise that's banter. If you guys do have any comments, feedback, thoughts, why I'm going through these, by the way, feel free to let me know. Because again, I absolutely welcome your feedback and your thoughts. Oh, that is grotesque. All right, let me just read through the comments from this because I know I've been absent from the chat for a while. So let me scroll back through. Congratulations to Cornerflag Games, to Ben Stokes, to the legend himself, the day one on this channel, for hitting 400 subscribers. That is massive, mate. You hit 350 about 4 days ago. So to now hit 400 is massive, mate. Congratulations. Can everyone please in the chat drop a #congratulations to Ben. go check out his channel. His channel is in the link down below. Go and check it out. Smash the like button and make sure to click subscribe. Hit the notification bell to keep notified every time I post. And I will see you on the next video. I know it's not exactly word for word your outro, Ben, but it's pretty close. Just paying a little homage to a bro there. All right. So where are we up to? They should be thanking you. More people on the same page in that situation give more exposure. Absolutely. And that was the whole idea of me making such a personal video and putting it out there, was because the more people that do that, the more exposure that sort of topic gets and the more normalized it becomes. I didn't put that video out there to be, oh, look at me, I'm so sad, please help me. It wasn't for attention. The idea, and that's another thing I actually got a lot of, was you only made that video for attention. Anyone who knows me would know that is not what I wanted to do that video for. I wanted to do that video for the same reason I still write poetry, still try and make music, still do anything I do, is to try and just make other people's lives a little bit better. If we can normalize chat like that, then it becomes so much easier to deal with those problems. And I know I've already been on this through this video, so I'll stop there, but I will keep ranting if I don't stop. All right, I don't see how you stole his idea. Everyone has a different story when it comes to topics like that. Everyone has their own unique story. No one's story is the same. Everyone's battle is different. Everyone's victories and defeats are different. Everyone bounces back from those victories and defeats differently. I can understand that other people have done an explanation video on YouTube before on how they're feeling and their battles and their demons and their victories and their defeats. But to say I stole someone's idea is just ludicrous. I didn't understand it either. That's why I CBF with uploading the video of my first open mic. I ain't got no time for that. Tell them don't waste my time, Nana. Tell them don't waste my time, don't waste my data. Isaac, honestly, bro, if you do drop that vid, I can understand why you don't want to, but if you do drop that vid, bro, know that this channel's got your back. The supporters from this channel has got your back, and we are going to make sure that video has the right people on it. I'm more than happy to share that for you because, well, you know how cut I was that I wasn't there to see it live, and that I was living up here. I would have done anything to be there for your first open mic spot, but I wasn't, and it'd only be fair that I share that as much as I can and help you get out there as much as you can, because you're one of the OGs behind the scenes that not many people know about. I do reference you in most videos, if not all. Actually, I think all these days. But you've been there from day one. You're a true day one. And I don't think you've ever hurt a soul in your life. I don't think you're capable of hurting a person physically or mentally or emotionally or anything like that. You're one of the realest people I know. And so if you are struggling to get the courage to put it out there, I completely get where you're coming from. But just know that if you do decide to do that, we've all got your back. All right. That is the perfect comment. It's audience retention from someone who was there for one reason but stayed for newer content. It wasn't even about the audience retention that I cared about. It was more that the person had seen me from one video, thought I was hot, said stay along. I mean, guys, girls, I think we've all probably been there. We've all subscribed to someone because we thought they were hot. Hashtag YouTube things. But it was more the fact that he stayed there and saw that I was more than just a hot person. It harkens back to what I said at the start of the video, where people just saw me as a sports person, where people just saw me as a footballer or a cricketer. So the reason I love that comment so much was because he saw me for something different than just a figure, just a hot guy. They're his words, by the way. I'm not saying that about me. I'm not having this chat about I'm saying that about me. No. It's not like that. It's not that deep. But it really made me feel happy to know that I could show people the real me And that's what they thought. They didn't think I was an arsehole or up myself or anything like that. They saw me as a real, genuine person. And that, honestly, is one of the biggest compliments, I think. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and smack the subscribe button if you haven't already, and tick the little notification bell to be notified every time I upload. But for now, it is over. Peace. Yeah, so my own little spin on there at the end. Don't worry, I'll be doing more open mics soon. All right, car. The reason... All right, now, let's do it this way. In the comments, so Ben and Isaac at the moment, let me know if Isaac won, if I had permission from the venue and support acts and yourself, would you be okay with me live streaming an open mic set you did? Or, adversely, we did. Let me know if that'd be something you'd be down for, because I think a great way to gain that exposure is to use a platform that's already created. You've supported me in so many ways already. This would be a way I could support you back and help grow your music career. I'd be more than happy to do that for you. So if you feel like that's something that you're cool with, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to live stream one of your open mic sets on my channel. Subscribe to someone I thought was hot. Wait, where is it? Ben, that's exactly what I was thinking when I said it. If I'm 100% honest, that's probably why I subscribed in the end. Here comes the part of the video where I dig myself into a hole that I can't escape, and it stays up on YouTube forever. All right. Yeah, I'm down, but I would have to actually practice for it though. That's cool, man. I've got my bars written for our set. You know what I'm saying? It's good to go. Oh, it's very tequila-y. I will say at the same time, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button down below and leave a comment letting me know why you enjoyed it, if you did enjoy it, or why you didn't if you didn't enjoy it. As I said, feedback. It's the only way to make these videos better, improve on them, and tailor them to what you enjoy and what you like. To be honest, I don't sub to her now because she's hot. There's multiple other reasons now, but she's still nice to look at. She's incredibly good looking. She's gorgeous, but she is also one of the realest streamers there is. She's the most humble, down to earth, kind-hearted person in Australian Twitch, I reckon. And that is the reason I subscribed. Not just because she's hot. It's just a side. But to be honest, her good looks dragged me in to start with. 100%. 100%. I'm not going to deny that. But the reason I stayed is because of the person she is. You know, not just on camera, but off camera. And yeah, she's incredibly smart. Like, really smart. And tall. Alright. If you guys don't have any other questions or comments, I will end the video knowing full well that Ben, you are going to stream in about 20 minutes, and I want to make sure you have time to have a break and just relax a little bit before you stream, because as you know very well, streaming for a period of length at a time is very hard. I've only done 65 minutes and it's drained me. You're about to go on and stream for, you know, 3 or 4, 5, 6, it's generally about 5 or 6 hours. So fair play, hats off to you. Let's get some plugs in the chat for Ben. So Ben is about to go and stream his FIFA like he does every Sunday. He was also then going to live stream some Call of Duty with myself and the other boys from the LEN network, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I dare say he will start streaming FIFA. Then if FIFA dies down, if he has a little bit of a lull, or if he just needs to get away from FIFA, because let's be honest, that happens after like 2 hours. It's just, you just can't handle the AIDS anymore. He will then move on to, I reckon he'll probably still move on to COD with the rest of the boys. So that'll be Josh. He might jump on with me if I've got it downloaded in time. And I'm actually going to go behind the scenes and see if Garfield V2 is doing anything and get him back on. Yeah, after about an hour. to be fair, if you've lasted an hour playing FIFA, you've done well, because the AIDS kicks in after about 20 minutes, and it's just non-stop from there. Alright guys, I will end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know your feedback, whether you liked it or didn't. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified every time I upload, and stay awesome. Peace.